Hello, everybody. Good evening or good afternoon, wherever you all are at. This is Najumu here, and we're back after almost 1 year of getting one of the endings for this BN. And we are back with Slay the Princess, this time with the subtitle, The Pristine Cut. So, apparently, there is a lot of more added content in this. There's 3 new routes, there's 3 more expanded routes, and there's pretty much a lot of dialogue by both voice actors, Jonathan Sims and Nicole Goodnight, that have been added into the game. So I thought, you know, since they managed to update the game, since they managed to add more content, why don't we give it another shot? Right? Maybe we can find like routes that we didn't manage to check out before, and maybe we can go through one of the new routes, right? So for those who haven't seen the previous 2 streams, they are in a nice handy dandy playlist. Both the first and the second stream, as I mentioned. You can check them out and see how I managed to course through the game and get quite possibly, potentially, my favorite ending. But as typical with these kind of games, there are multiple endings. So yeah, let's give this another shot, shall we? Let's see who's in the chat. Hello, Rayquaza and Cred. Hello, good morning, guys. guys. Alrighty. Alright. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's actually check the memories. Does it show us all of the things that we actually got? No. Huh. That's kind of odd, even though like we have saves here and everything. Well, I guess we're gonna start a new game.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, how's the game audio, by the way? Does it sound good? Does it need to be a little bit louder? Just let me know. Alrighty, so which one of these? Jessica Starr, good morning. I love this game and I hope you enjoy. Oh, I love this game a lot too. I played this last year when it came out. I did manage to get one of the endings, which I thought was really nice, but since this year they managed to add a bit more content for the console release, and they eventually managed to add that to the Steam version, I want to actually check it out. I want to actually go through one of the new routes that the game has right now. Yes. Okay, let me see. Let me look. Let me see. Which one of these did I actually do? Killing the princess seems kind of bad, though. Can someone do this? Do I get a reward for this kind of thing? You know what? Since we've done this multiple times, let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's go back and let's go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't know. We actually did try taking the blade before, but let's go to the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Alright, so I think last time we did continue down the stairs. And we did pick, hey, I think I'm here to slay you. Let's go for... I'm here to save.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come
Don't worry
downstairs.
about it.
I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Well, we did see before how many transformations she managed to have, so...
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Forever, you say?
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
About that.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Well, yeah, I don't.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
You may never know, man. Maybe someone has the key. I mean, you can't have, like, a chain without having its keys to unlock them, right? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key is lying around somewhere up there. If not, maybe I can at least find you something to break free. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Well, from what I remember, in some routes, she did manage to bite her arm off in order to set herself free. So, hopefully she doesn't do that this time.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
I spoke too soon.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Oh no.
Is someone else here?
Let's see. We did try, hey, let me out of here. I guess we can... I guess we can return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to
See
the
what
bottom of the
happens.
stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Nah.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Oh.
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth
Well, I
tearing
guess
through
she
her lip
did.
with the determination of a trapped wolf.
I guess she did bite her arm off.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's save her.
Fine.
Yeah, we don't have any other options. We gotta save her. I mean, since we didn't start with being violent against her, we need to save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Damn, even when looking at this again, this is still kind of disturbing.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
All right. Since I'm also streaming on Twitch, I actually did kind of forget to put like a content warning on that. Just a moment. Hold on, let me just try to fix that. Just a moment. It's already a mature rated game. That's fair. I guess we can say that too. There we go. There. That's better. Because I don't want to get into trouble with Twitch, by the way.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Uh-oh.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
No. We were going to warn her.
Stop that.
No.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No. Resist.
Blade. Move the blade.
No.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, I think he was gonna get stabbed.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
It's the usual. You've doomed everyone. You've destroyed everyone.
She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that's the first death. A damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. So, what shall we do? Last time we did turn around and leave, and then we got like multiple cabins, so there was no chance for the main character. I'm not gonna spoil who it is yet, but especially for those who are new to watching this. So there were multiple cabins and there was no way for him to escape. So I guess we just gotta go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
Ah, there we go. The Smitten. He's one of my favorites because he is so, like, he has this kind of, like, thespian style of speaking when it comes to him being, like, so much in love with the princess. You could say he's a little bit delusional, but he is pretty funny.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Let me see, I guess. Oh yeah, can we actually just do the mirror again? I mean, we know what happens in the mirror. We get to see the we can't see the reflection.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a
But
mirror.
we don't get to see the...
Or at least it'll be a mirror.
We don't get to
once
see the
wipe off that
reflection
layer of
yet.
grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Alright, let's go to the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
You know, it's kind of interesting. Like, I did talk about how good the voice acting is, but once you hear, like, the first chapter's princess, you hear her voice and her tone, and then you hear her in this right now. There is quite a difference. In the first one, she has this kind of trembling, scared kind of feeling, kind of emotion. But here she sounds a lot more softer.
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Well, you do have a lot of spirit, Smitten.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
Yeah, see, even the narrator agrees.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you? That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Honestly, the awareness is pretty early, since I guess it's because we managed to clear the game before, which makes it probably easier to be more aware of the time loops, at least for our main character. Let's rescue her.
What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that.
I mean, it'll be fine.
Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
Oh, indeed. It just blows me how it's just two people for the voice. One person for the art, and the music is brilliant. Yeah, it's not like a very massive project, but like everything in it is done really well. Like even when it comes to the art, it's like fantastic. When you go to like each route, each princess looks so vastly different from the other, which is honestly impressive.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Well said.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
Talking to the narrator, man. Smitten is just, the voice of the smitten is just so good.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
It's just coming straight from the heart.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But what would make you happy?
Make you happy?
You see with these choices how her face and how her art changes.
Broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
have to want
Okay,
something.
I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Look at
This
our.
isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't
Yeah,
right.
even the music is getting weird.
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Oh, is that really what you want? If you think that would make you happy, then...
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we could do that.
Oh, at least she's normal again.
Yeah, at least.
Normal again? Can't you tell she's sad? She's distraught. This is unacceptable. But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here.
Would she?
As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then...
Oh.
What? No, you absolutely do not do that. Oh, but I do.
Oh no.
What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest,
Oh.
deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it? It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch.
Sound effects actually emphasize on how gruesome this is.
Your exposed heart, framed
Ooh.
by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room. Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something. It's beautiful.
The princess, mesmerized,
What is she gonna
reaches
do?
towards your beating heart, and then
Is she gonna rip it off?
everything goes dark and we die? Yes.
As expected. Epilogue. Oh, we have an epilogue.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin. Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet.
Wait, this isn't even a cabin.
We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Not that he was eager to divulge that.
Oh, the paranoid is here.
Right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! I can't say I'm happy to be here. This is a bad place. All stale and wrong. Can't you feel it? Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes?
Yes.
We know that you keep telling us that, but we've never seen a world end. As far as I'm concerned, that whole conversation is just noise. And I'm stuck on a better question. Where's the other one?
That's true. Where is the smitten?
The other one? Yeah, a certain lovesick fool has been suspiciously quiet. One might even say, absent.
Oh no.
You're right. It's a little quiet here, isn't it? Maybe that's one of the rules. Maybe only one bonus voice is allowed to be here at a time.
I like how the hero is saying bonus voice.
Bonus voice? I'm just as important as you are. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is that it's my third time here and it's your first. You're not unwelcome, but from my perspective, you're definitely bonus. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't a cabin anymore. This is like a palace.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Well, we did use the blade in the first 2 chapters, so it's not gonna apply here. Alright. Does it matter if the blade is here? We didn't use it last time. And the time before that she used it to kill us. So none of you are gonna talk about the mirror? Alright, let me try to save. Let me save this here. And let's go back. So let's see. Let's check the mirror.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. The handle is right there. Do feel free to give it a push as soon as you'd like. You couldn't see it last time. I'm sure that hasn't changed. Let's just do our thing, and if it disappears again, it disappears again. About last time. Could he really not see it, or could he not see it? I'm not sure that actually matters. See what? What are you all on about? Nothing.
Reach forward.
You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle.
Oh, the mirror is now a door.
Figures. And then you push the door open. Marvelous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet.
Oh, so we're not going to a basement? We're going to a higher floor in this quote-unquote cabin?
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Am I the only one who remembers how much she changed last time? Does she even have a nature?
That's actually a pretty good question.
That is precisely why she poses a threat. I don't know, she got weird for a second, yeah, but she didn't change that. We have to move on. This is a wildly dangerous line of reasoning. No, you can't just say that and not... Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
Oh.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
You know, after all these resets and all these times he died and comes back alive, and then he gets killed by a different kind of princess, and then the story repeats over and over and over. I mean, one has to be hungry after all this while. So, yeah, go get some grub.
That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
Yeah, just go up there.
Eat the food.
No, eat the food. Let's see.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end.
Huh. I wonder what this shadow figure is behind her. That doesn't look very nice, to say the least.
Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck. So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Isn't that suspiciously easy? There has to be a twist. There has to be something waiting for us. You saw what happened to her last time. She's not what she seems.
It's true.
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
Alright, let's also save again. Let's save here. Because, you know, with games like these, you actually need to save multiple times. What is this place? What are we supposed to do now? You mentioned dinner on the stairs. Excuse me, and then you get up. Silently push yourself from the seat. Slay the princess. No, we are not slaying the princess. Oh, no. You mentioned dinner.
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Ooh. Looks like some good food there. There's some cake, and there's turkey, some bread, there's some grapes, there's what seems to be orange, there's some sliced apple. I don't know what that is in front of him, but yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, there's another cake over there too. Multiple cakes. Oh, this looks pretty good. Hopefully there isn't a catch or anything.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Remember what I said. Oh, but it looks so amazing, and after everything we've been through, we could really use a break. Are you sure we need to be so concerned? I'm not sure about anything, and that's the problem.
You're just being a little paranoid.
For what it's worth, I generally don't think one should trust strange food that magically appears on a table. But nothing here is exactly what I expected it to be, so make of that what you will.
Just eat.
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
Yeah, you see, one of my favorite things about Slay the Princess overall is like the writing in this is very, very descriptive, and I love it for that.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you.
Oh no, Are we just going to loop eating the same food over and over and over?
The food is good. Again, you tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. And then it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more.
Yeah, imagine you just keep eating your favorite food like almost every day, for example, for like 2 weeks. From just 1 week, you would just be tired. Even though like it's your favorite food, right? It's something that you would enjoy eating a lot. But if it's the only thing you're eating over and over and over, you'd be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to eat something else. I guess there are exceptions to, like, you know, important stuff like water. Water is something like super important that we have to drink every day. And speaking of which, I should hydrate for a little bit. Yes, always remember, stay hydrated.
So we had a mediocre meal. It's not a big deal. That's the trap. It wasn't mediocre at first. It's trending down. We're just getting a little sick of it. So what? We just have to try something new. I'm sure we won't be stuck eating the same meal forever. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast. And again you eat. The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing.
Oh no, the food just keeps getting worse.
I'm so tired of eating. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
Oh.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence, but maybe not.
Ooh.
As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
Let me save again. Because this pretty much is a route that I didn't see before. Let's see. What just happened? Did you make the torch? Did you make that torch go out? I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say. It's just a torch. Don't worry about it. We still have plenty of light. What is this place? Alright, let me see. I don't think you said anything wrong. I think you just said something you wanted to say. Yeah, I think that's what she really wanted to say.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Wait, who's him? The shadow? You said he. Who's he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
I guess it's the shadow?
It all makes sense now. It's him, isn't it? He's making all this happen. He's the one who trapped us here. Who? The lovesick one. The one from last time. He's not gone. He's just with her now. He's the shadow.
Oh. Ah, so that's why the smitten isn't back. He became this shadow creature. Alright, let me just save again. Hey, Smitten, you were real chatty last time. Don't you have anything to say?
Smitten?
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. No, I saw him smile. That's him. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me, but he wants me to ask. Isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do? He says he's tired, and I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
You know what? What is this place?
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
Well, we ate. What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
What kind of game?
Flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game. Its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing. Its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Yet another waste of time. Why all the distractions? What are we being distracted from? That's the real game. I feel like I'm 2 steps behind. You're overthinking it, mate. I feel like this is just something to do. We might as well try to have some fun.
I have a good feeling that this game is going to be repeated over and over and over.
You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
Isn't it a little bit late mentioning this?
And so you start over.
I knew it.
Time passes. You play the game. You win. Hey! Will you look at that?
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Oh, hey, stranger, what's up?
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
She wins.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
You've already played 3 times. Isn't that enough?
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
It's never going to stay fun. You don't need me to tell you that it isn't.
Oh,
Princess
that's...
visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again. The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. The creeping numbness settling in over the board.
Just playing some Warhammer SM2 with the bros. What about you, brother? How are you doing? I'm doing great. I am playing Slay the Princess again after playing it a year ago and checking out the new content because they have quite a lot of new content for this, and it's impressive that it's actually for free. Yeah, it's quite a lot.
More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends. And even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
Yes, the flame's going out.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
I don't think you're happy, princess.
This is awful. I think we all know that we're not happy. We just have to admit it to ourselves.
Free sounds like something up my alley. No, the update to the game is free. The game itself is paid, right? The game itself is paid. It's not very expensive, though. It is a very good visual novel. I gotta say, I strongly recommend it. In fact, I would say it's probably one of my favorites. Art style is pretty good. Yeah, and it's drawn by only one person, by the way. Let's see. This place isn't right. We have to put the rest of them out. Alright, let me just save again. And go over here. And return. This place isn't right. We have to put the rest of them out. We have to get rid of that shadow.
Why would we ever do that? We need the light. It's what keeps us happy. Oh, I know. We should do something.
Now, the art is only by one person, or rather, it was developed by 2 people. And yeah, it's not a very big team, but it's very impressive regardless. How about what?
The princess's face drops as she pauses mid-sentence.
Would you look at that? I'm out of ideas.
I mean, we had food. We got bored of the food. We had games. We got bored of the games.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Good question. What do you think will happen? Don't worry what's going to happen. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose? Whatever the shadows have been showing us isn't real. We need to see what happens when the lights go out. We don't have to let it go out. Alright, let's go for this.
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
Ooh.
That sounds lovely.
Indeed it does.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
Oh, there it is. It's gone.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Ah. Do we need to kill the princess? In some routes, you do, but it's a little bit complicated because apparently the princess is going to end the world and we're supposed to slay her, right? And depending on your choices that you make, you can either save her, you can either slay her, you can either let her slay you, and there's like a lot of routes and a lot of loops that happen within the story. If you want a better idea of how the game fares when it comes to its loops, whenever you have free time, you can just check the playlist for this game and check the first 2 streams that I did last year. It'll give you a good idea on how this game kind of works. Alright, let me save here. Bam. Return. I feel empty. So that's it, huh? Why are you crying? Are you okay? This sucks. You can open your eyes. I'm still here, you know. Nothing's changed. We're sitting in the dark. I'm sorry. I feel like all of this is my fault. Maybe I can ask her, are you okay?
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
No, it feels like an important part of me is gone. But I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, honestly, it is a good game to watch, and I honestly feel it's a good game to experience yourself as well. Because, like I said, the game has many choices and many routes.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Of course I do. I don't think I'll ever stop. Whatever we had between us wasn't real. This is real. I don't know if I ever have, but I can now. I don't know if I'd ever have, but yeah, I read that one. Not sure if I ever had the chance to figure out how I feel about you. Just wanted to leave since the moment I found myself in the woods. Or no. Ooh. It's a lot of choices, but yeah, like I said, so many choices, and it could lead to so many different conclusions. Whatever we had between us wasn't real. This is real.
I don't know what this is.
It's us.
We can be us anywhere. And I think we're both done with being who this place makes us, so I guess it's time for us to leave.
Offer her your
As
hand.
the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold and a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? It does, if he's telling the truth. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world. Really was just all meaningless blather then, wasn't it? Think what you will. I'm done fighting. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me.
Oh
Even
no.
if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do.
Goodbye, Mr. Narrator.
He's really gone, isn't he? Yeah. There's an itching in the back of my head that feels like it's finally been scratched. No more shadowy figures yanking at our strings. No more strings. I guess we're free.
The stars are so beautiful.
Indeed. A quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
Oh. She gently pulls you forward, and the two of you fall into graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move. Soft, sad smile widening and widening, but it reflects only genuine affection. You send her out in a wide spin, and your arms stretch to their limits. Only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
I think I would like to play this game. Yes, you should. She got caught by the hands. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try
Yeah,
and
it's
find her?
time for the reset again.
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we even go about looking for her. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror, approach the mirror.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I should feel better with her gone. But I don't.
Approach
I'm
the
begging
mirror.
you, don't do this.
Ignore him. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. It's calling us. And not in a good way.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Oh, there are so many choices. We already know what it is. Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
How many?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Mm-hmm. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, so we're back
on
here.
a path in the woods.
So hold on.
And at the end of that path,
Hold on. Let's actually... where is this? Let's actually load. We have one flame left, right? Let's go here. I have only one flame left, right? Let's see. It's just a torch. Don't worry about it. We still have plenty of light.
Yeah.
the princess's eyes dart to the floor.
We should do something fun. Wouldn't that be nice? How about...
The princess's face drops.
Oh, we already seen that.
The third
Okay.
torch sputters out.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Let's see. Let's choose we don't have to let it go
The
out.
princess turns to face the final torch, eyeing it with an empty but gentle fondness.
Wouldn't that be nice? I love the little life we've built, and I hope it never ends.
And it doesn't end. And the flame burns brightly gray eternal.
I suppose all our worry was for nothing. It's just plain pretend. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
It's always been cold here, hasn't it?
is there a reason why she's cursed? No. Do you want me to spoil you about this? I would feel bad because it's the first time you actually see this, but there is a good reason why our main character and the princess. Honestly, I would say I would rather not spoil you about it if you're going to play the game, right? But I will say this. That these two are entities that go through various time loops over and over and over until there is a point where these loops stop. And then we get to understand who they truly are. Yeah. A lot of the most interesting things about this game's lore is something that you'd experience yourself. And since you mentioned you want to try the game, I don't want to spoil it for you. But I did give you like the cliff notes of what's going to happen. Oh, she still gets absorbed either way.
Is that a miracle?
I see. Let's go here. Let's load with the last flame again and see what we'll choose. Wait, hold on. All right, let's go here. Okay, so we've eaten. We've played games. Now what?
I don't know. But we can't do those other things anymore, can we? Maybe we can just spend time together?
Princess smiles as the two of you wait. Come on, There has to be a way out of this. This can't be the rest of our lives. This can't be forever. And wait, we live in a changing world. We know that. Something has to happen.
How much is the game? Good question. Let me actually check. Slay the Princess Steam price, because you know there is like regional prices, right? There's like regional prices, and here it's at the very least here. It's, let me try to calculate this. It's probably going to be different in US dollars. I don't know where you are from, but maybe regional pricing may apply for you. Let me just calculate this. Just a moment. $10 here at the very least, where I live. It's $10. As for SteamDB, let me see what's the price for it. US dollar. It's $17 US dollars. So very affordable, I would say.
And wait. You keep saying that, but we can't wait forever. There is no waiting forever. And wait.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh. No. Oh no. The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
I'm going to add this game to my wish list when I get on. Yes, please do that. And please play it whenever you can. Like, the fun about this game is like trying to understand how the game works and how the loops happen and what those two characters are in the end. Like, the fact that these loops exist, like, you get to understand it yourself once you play the game. Like, when I played it the first time last year, I was surprised that there were time loops behind this. But, yeah, at least now you know that there are loops that happen here. And especially those who, like, watched last year's 2 streams would probably know that as well. Let's ask, what do you think will happen?
I'm too scared to say. What if my answer is what blows it out?
Say nothing.
I can't do this anymore.
The princess sobs.
Alright, so I'll say nothing.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Let's see. I'm not sure I ever had the chance to figure out how I feel about you. I just wanted to leave the moment I found myself in the woods.
Then maybe that's what we should do. Leave.
Leave.
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that...
Ah, it's the same route. I see. Approach the mirror.
Don't.
Skip that. We already read that. Let me see. What are you? I am a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
I've never played a VN before, but I've seen you played a bunch of VNs, and this one gives me a vibe that makes me want to play it. Yeah, if you don't mind, like, the gore that shows up sometimes, it's not that gory, but it does have some, like, you know, dismemberment and, like, tearing of flesh and whatnot, but you will like this. You will like this.
Yes.
Yeah, we already read
and
that.
Fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own.
Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
What happens now?
Nothing, as
Okay, make me
she
forget.
asks that I tell you to.
Okay, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Okay. Oh no, I don't mind it one bit. Alright, then you're going to enjoy this regardless. Alright, so now let's try the other route. Let's try the other route. So, first we gotta silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the shore.
We already read that. Let's proceed into the cabin. Yeah, I'm skipping the stuff that we already read today. So if there's any new dialogue, we'll actually check it out.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note.
Alright, let's take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Let's skip. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly
We
illuminated.
read
Voice
Who's there?
I see, the voice actually changed. The voice actually changed. Like, I honestly have to give, like, the game's voice direction and Nicole understanding the assignment to a T in order to, like, give, like, a certain tone to the princess depending on which route you are going in. And that requires a lot of work and a lot of multiple takes in order to just get that tone of voice right. And she nailed it, honestly.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Let's continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Next is steal your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Oh, we got a Slayer this time.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
From what we've seen before, no.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Let's leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Anything to get out of this hell.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
What is there to be happy about? You're just stuck in a cabin that is in the endless void. You're just doing nothing. There is no people to talk to. There is no nature to look at. There's nothing. It's just a cabin in nothingness.
Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door.
By the
to
way,
basement
do you
and
know
walk
how many
down the stairs.
endings this game has? Good question. Let me actually check. As far as I remember, there are... I remember. Was it 6? No. Hold on. Oh. Apparently there are 9 endings. Some which, like a couple have different text, but yeah, it's quite a lot. It sounds like an introvert's dream lifestyle. I don't know, man. With hikikomoris, they usually have stuff like, computers, the internet, gaming, the ability to get food or whatnot. But for our hero here, there's none of that. It's just a cabin and nothing. It's just the same thing. It's just you're just sitting there in a cabin in the endless void doing absolutely nothing. It's worse. It's worse. Even introverts would probably like find something to do in their free time, even if they're staying at home, right? Even if they don't want to interact with people, they have to do something. They have to do something, because if you're just sitting there doing nothing, and there is nothing, you'd go crazy. You'd lose your sanity.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Yep.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Oh, we'll be back. I wouldn't worry. Alright, we're back to the Spectre again.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, we already read that. Alright, now we need to find the way to get to the next route. Let me see. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you
Yeah,
go.
we already read that. Let's proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we gotta take the blade.
It's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Next is, let's go to the basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body,
lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
It's just like I told you.
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? A ghost!
Yeah, she's a ghost.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Yeah, I mean, she is a ghost.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Wait and see how things play
I
out.
see you brought that annoying knife again.
Yes, we did.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
Damn, see how many options are there? Let's see. Let's see. I'm sorry. If there's any way I can make it out for you. People wanted you dead, tricked me, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's team up. I knew I'd wind up having to talk to you again. I wouldn't have slain you. I guess I should tell you what was sent to kill you. I was told you were going to end the world. Okay, clearly saying you isn't going to work. What do you want? Okay, team. I'm out of ideas. If you're dead, then there is much for me to do. I guess I'll get going. Let's see. No, let's just talk to her a little bit more. Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me.
Wood. God damn it, Lunamo. Yeah, there's quite a variety of princesses in this. Some cute, some a little scary, to say the least.
All I know is there's a hole in my chest. And not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
I'm sorry. Is there any way I could make it up to you?
Of course there is. You can give me the only thing I've ever wanted. A way out of this basement. The place won't let me leave. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
So interesting thing about the double voice is like she's speaking in a lower tone and her second voice is just her whispering. And for a ghost, for a specter, it honestly kind of works, this kind of double voice.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything will be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Yeah, would you guys would? Yeah, I see like a couple of you in the chat would say would. Would you still do that with that kind of face?
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. But I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
My lawyer told me not to answer that. Ah, man. I mean, there are plenty of other princesses who look cute, right? But when we went for like the previous ending, she looked kind of cute there. Let's see, which choice? Is there anything else? Maybe we could say sounds great. Do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's
By the way, are they the same person? But why is she in a dungeon now instead of the table with the torches?
A freezing numbness flowing
Like I
out
said,
from your
there
heart,
are
all the way down
resets,
your
there are
limbs,
loops.
your mind growing cloudy and
Like,
confused
there
as
are
it
time
settles over
loops
your
where,
very soul.
where the main character goes through another world into a different cabin with a different princess, with by a different looking cabin as well, with a different princess who looks completely different. Right?
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
Ouch.
You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh?
disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
I thought I see was the same princess in different realities. Kind of. Again, this reaches in spoiler territory, so if you want to know more about that, you can basically play the game, or if you'd like to watch someone else play it, just check the playlist that I have. I don't want to spoil it for you right now, especially if you're interested in playing it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here.
How long
Barely
is this
even
game
there.
to see
Like the
anything?
shape of something left behind.
Good question
More
again.
a memory than a person.
Apparently, if you want to actually get everything, it'll be around 13 and a half hours, according to how long to beat. If you want to get one route, it will be at around 3-ish to 4 hours. If you want to finish like one route. As for myself, in order to get one ending, I managed to play. Let me actually check how many hours I took in order to get the ending. Check this. Almost 5 hours. Almost 5 hours for just a single
That's
route.
rude.
And ending.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself.
Also, it's
off the
not
rack.
super small or too
Princess
big.
is
Yeah,
nowhere to be
it's
seen. Obviously, she's
just
nowhere to be
right.
seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
You know what? Let's slay the princess.
Isn't that an interesting idea? I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that? Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
After all that, you're really just going to stab me again?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart. The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle.
Damn. You know, even if there isn't like much animation, like reading the text and the delivery of the narrator when he explains how the main character does this self-harming action, even the sound effect kind of like helps with making the scene pretty disturbing.
I don't want to die in you. I thought you finally understood me, but instead you just wanted to hurt me again.
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
If only I could drag you with me and make you understand. But that's not the way things get to go for me, is it?
It would certainly be interesting. Though being dead does sound dull. And you are about to be dead. Again.
Get away from me, you cold little freak.
Feel a dull tear, like strips of meat being delicately peeled from the bone. But it doesn't matter how delicate the hands, you are the meat. You have been stripped away from yourself, or stripped away from something that used to be you, or stripped away from something that used to be important. At the very least, you have been stripped away from something. It always hurts to forget the pain, to forget it first, but then you forget the pain.
We were so close to leaving, and now look at you. Look at me. Is this what you wanted?
The words came from both inside and outside of your head. Before you on the ground is a writhing mass of flesh and scales and feathers. But look at that, the heartbeat is getting a bit faster. Let's see, say nothing.
Say nothing? That's you, isn't it? So you left with me. I'm not alone. And it sounds like it's just the two of us now. I hope that means things are going to be better, even if we're still stuck. Maybe everything that was bad between us just came from them. I hope. Because I really wouldn't like to be stabbed a third time.
Gurgling bubbles up from the open pockets in the disintegrating mass in front of you. It is trying to speak, but it no longer has the tissue that speech requires.
Wait, if we need to leave together to get out, this could still count. We have to try before your body stops being alive.
But what about the body? What about me?
There's nothing we can do for it now, but we can still try to save us. We just have to leave.
You are seated in a room that is empty. A chain digs into your wrist, binding one arm to the wall. It is quiet. You are alone. This is what you deserve. 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 Over and over and over and over.
There? Am I
I'm still here.
At least I won't be lonely. It's nice to hear your voice. I mean, think your voice?
Which option should we choose? What are we supposed to do? Just wait for something to happen?
Well, that's what I've always done.
Well, that doesn't always work. How are you supposed to get out of
I
here?
wish I knew, but I think we're probably stuck here until something happens.
What happened to us?
We're back at the beginning. My beginning. This is what happened to me last time.
Alright, let's see what else can we have. You're different. Your whole mood is
I'm just trying
different.
to make the best of things. You could always make the best of things too, if you want. We both have a chance to start over. Besides, there's something about you being in here with me that feels right. I never wanted to be your enemy.
Let it go, just like she has. Okay, so what are we gonna pick this time? Guess we'll try waiting. Time passes.
Waiting is
You
what
are
I've
still
worked for
here.
before, but nothing's still happening. Maybe we...
Now that I think about it, both times I've been here, nothing happened until after I saw a title card. We haven't seen a tile card. Yeah, that good old English. Are we still a ghost? You gaze your hands, your gaze turns to your hands. Solid, then translucent, then solid again.
Maybe? It's like sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. Like we're something in between ghost and not ghost.
Okay.
I already told you I don't have any ideas. I did tell you that, right? Sorry if I didn't.
Let's create one more. It's not showing up on what? What do you mean? I see the game. It's on OBS. Are you sure you're not seeing it? It seems working for me. Let me actually check on YouTube itself, but I need to like mute the audio. Hold on. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Oh, Steam. Oh, you meant Steam. It is on Steam. I'm sorry, I misread. Yes, it is on Steam. Hold on, let me get you the link. Hold on. Slay the Princess. Here we go. Let me just post the link for you. There you go. Yeah, I misread this as Steam. I'm sorry. Here you go. Let's see. Which one are we going to go for? Now that I think about it, both times I've been here, nothing happened until I saw a title card. We haven't seen a title card yet.
You've gotten title cards? What did they say?
Oh, we're breaking the fourth wall here. The first one I got says Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess, and then after we both died, I got Chapter 2, The Spectre.
Well, the first one is sweet.
Har har, get your laughs out.
Very sweet if things didn't turn out so can't get better from here. I think we need a new title card, though. How about Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon?
Oh. Wait, am I a dragon? Hell yeah! Casting yourself as the main character, I see. Very humble. Ooh, reversing the order. I like it. Princess and the Dragon? I thought it was maybe some kind of bird.
Well, they're similar, right?
The click of a latch and creaking hinges muffled. Something is there.
Guess you made it back here.
Your gaze turns back to your hands. They flicker once again.
They're still all wrong. It's like you don't really know what we're supposed to be.
Oh. A thump of floorboards above, then another. Scraping of metal against the surface. The flickering in your body stops. You are solid.
I know that sound. That's the knife. I guess it's hard to do anything without it.
Creaking hinges once again, but this time clear. Closer. Am I going to say anything? Silence.
It's not.
Movement on the stairs.
Thump. Thump. Thump.
Oh. Then a figure emerges shrouded in a feathered darkness, the world trailing behind it, its shining blade gleaming against the wooden walls. It stares at you with wild, hollow eyes. What the hell am I?
You? You've always looked like this. You're scary sometimes, but looks only matter so much. I guess we'll just have to talk to them. So, here we are again. I'm back in chains and you have your knife. So, what are we going to do?
The head on the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive? Suspicious? Hostile? Its emotions are unreadable.
I guess we could just stare at each other?
Well, that sounds fun. Dragonborn? Fushroda. Sorry, game. Oh my god. That's a very interesting reference. Found it after clicking the link wasn't showing up when I searched for it. Ah, okay. As long as you found it. The silence holds. Why am I being so quiet? Is it because I'm not there?
No, I don't think so. You've always been a little quiet. I can't hear what's going on in there anymore now that I'm back in my own body. Do you want to share your thoughts? It'd only be polite, really.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
He raises the blade above his head, dangling by the handle in front of his eyes.
But I think we hold the power right now.
Silence as the figure continues to stare with a wild grin. Does not act.
How dull. We've already had our discussions in private. I'd rather not keep listening to the rest of you run in circles, repeating the same arguments again and again and again. It was so much more interesting when we had someone to mediate. I'm sorry, did you just share privileged information with the enemy? Well, it isn't privileged anymore, now is it? Do we really need all this secrecy? No, we don't. Yes we do. Sidebar everyone, now. Chop chop.
Silence as the mind in front of you falls back into itself. There is no response.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
They're not listening to me.
You can wait for them to
I
finish.
guess. It's not very nice, though.
And so you wait.
My apologies. They're really being quite dull in here.
We're not being dull, we're strategizing. Now, if you would all just bear with me.
And wait.
And decision made.
I hope it's a good one.
Oh, good for us. But not so good for you. From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word?
Fleshy.
Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
And are you doing this?
Oh, I most definitely am.
You feel small as the monster in front of you attacks. Blade raised and wings spreading.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision. But we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves to say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter.
Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
Silence for just a moment as cold eyes regard you. In silence, still as soft eyes hesitate. You can feel the sharp sting of cold metal sliding deep into your chest. But you can feel something else, too. Fear as your legs wobble, and then as...
Princess collapses against the wall.
Oh,
See? That was easy.
It was too easy. It felt bad.
Don't feel bad. Life is all about taking the easy wins. You don't think the people at the top got there because they worked for it?
I mean, of course they did. Hard work is important. Yeah, hard work often goes unappreciated. Why bother?
Yeah, screw hard work. I guarantee you that anyone who's anyone has done nothing but take shortcuts.
Am I supposed to find that impressive?
no.
Of course you are. I got us here, didn't I?
Oh, hey, Slevins, what's up? Welcome.
Yes, everyone's very impressed with your accomplishments. But in case you hadn't noticed, she isn't dead yet. So how about you finish this before you start celebrating yourself?
I see you're going after the princess. Yes. The thing is, we're actually playing this again after I played it in last year because they added a few new routes to the game. And the new update came out on Halloween of this year, and it's also on consoles. How are you finding everything? The new routes that are being added fits well to the old stuff. Really, there doesn't seem to be anything weird or jarring with the new stuff, right? We're basically checking out the second new route that they've added to the game. I've checked the first, and now we're checking the second one right now, which is might be the Princess and the Dragon. I'm not sure, but we still haven't reached that chapter yet.
What are you waiting for? You won, didn't you? Not that it's hard executing a helpless captive.
Hmm. Oh, hey, I'm back in my own body.
You're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
You're right. It's quiet again. Are you still going to kill me?
Ooh, should we? It would be so easy. Absolutely. Nothing of substance has changed. She remains a threat to the entire world.
Now let me save here. Just in case. Ah. Well, let's finish the job.
Really seeing this through then?
Stabby stab.
You certainly are. Blade raised, you leap towards the princess with killing intent.
I didn't think you'd want to kill me anymore. Not after everything we've been through together. Are you sure that's what you want?
But you ignore her words, and as the blade sinks into soft tissue,
You are torn between two places.
Come back to me!
You are power, and you are weakness. You are hope, and you are despair. You are acceptance, and you are rejection. You are the canvas, and you are the painter. You are the victim, and you are the victimizer. You are life and death, the hero and the princess and the dragon.
don't let us die here.
You slam the door in your own face.
Don't let everything die here. You have to end this.
His words are empty, hollow echoes, the ravings of a ghost.
Please.
But he is already gone. The threads all tie themselves together into a loop that doesn't end.
We're back together again.
You look at your hands, tattered, stained in memories.
Maybe. Why were we fighting each other?
I don't know.
We needed something to do.
Then I guess we need something to do again.
To new beginnings!
I didn't think being together would feel so cold. It shouldn't feel like this. It didn't before.
Oh, the hands are back. Your peace does not last, nor it can ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and
The
find her?
achievement is the princess and the dragon, and the princess and the dragon, and the princess and the dragon.
Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Well, we gotta check the mirror again.
This,
You approach the
this
mirror.
doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. If they think it's bad, I'm with them. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
The voices feel small and distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Yeah, she has the hands over her again.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Let me see. I guess I'm ready to go back because, like I said, we did ask a lot of these questions before.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Alright, we're back at chapter 1.
You're on a path in the
Let's
woods.
skip this. Alright, let's see what other route we have next. Okay, let's actually... I mean, maybe we won't take too long for this. Alright, so... Because there are familiar things that we've done before.
You make your way up the
Let's skip. Proceed to the cabin. This is interesting to watch and definitely consider it, but now I'm off to play some Destiny with my friend. Oh, have fun!
The air is
If you
stale
enjoy
and
the
musty,
game.
and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Do you plan
Only
to play...
furniture of note
Oh,
is
hold
a
on.
plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Do you plan to play on the new mystery anime game Tsunagari Chess School? Tsunagari Chess School? What the heck is that? I have a bit of a feeling that it might be bait, but it might not be. Oh, that's oh. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. I might give it a look, but I read a bit of a reviews right now, and it seems like a bit of a mixed bag, but I will check it out. I will check it out though. Lunimo says, I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but it sure is interesting. Lunimo, if you're okay with horror related stuff like, you know, body horror and a little bit of violence, I would strongly suggest it because the narrative for this game is really good.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it.
Also,
if you want
welcome
do
to the
this
stream,
right.
Mineral Berry. All right, let's
You take the blade from
do
the table.
this. We already done this. Enter the basement.
The door
Alright,
to the
because
basement creaks open,
we actually
revealing
did
a staircase
this
faintly
before.
illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy.
All right, continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
Steel your nerves and step
You
forward.
step forward.
And now we're gonna try something a little bit different. Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Yes, talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here.
You have to be kidding me.
That delivery was so good.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
Hey Kirby, what's up? A mix-up. Yeah, this game can offer a lot of mix-ups, not gonna lie. She speaks with almost a complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
I've watched a few other Vtubers play this game back in October. It was fun, but the other princesses were kind of more attractive. Well, they are very different princesses, right? They all look very different, and the artist for this does a fantastic job in making them look so different from each other. I'm bloody tired, man. Oh no. Oh no. Is it because of like school or the gym maybe? I hope you get some good rest.
Is someone else here?
Is someone else here? Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
A mix of everything going on. Well, I hope things work out for you soon, Curb. Make sure you get a lot of rest, like I said. And the artist did do a really good job. Yep, I agree.
You cut into her flesh.
No. I don't gotta chop.
Blade is sharp.
Ooh.
Quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
She has no reaction to getting cut. Chills, yeah. I
Free
mean,
from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
yeah, that's part of the horror aspect when it comes to this game.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked
No,
door.
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh, you gotta warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
The prison.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink. He literally says wink.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink.
Why are you saying wink?
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Just ignore this clown. Oh, let's go in.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, we're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
And let's go to the basement. I mean,
The
if
basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I mean, if someone came to kill me, I would say and do everything to stop them too. That's fair.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Let's sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
And that's a lot of shackles.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
What would you have me to do? Yes, maybe that's the question we should go for.
Let me borrow that knife.
Oh.
Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
Very.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, but the empty one. Oh yeah, right. There's one that is not being used at all. Why is it even there? I mean, because she has two chains on each of her arms and one around her neck. What's the point of this, though? I wonder if they'll explain it.
Oh, please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
Either foreshadowing or someone broke out. Well, considering how our main character and the princess are the only ones there, might be a little bit difficult.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none.
There are none.
See, I knew it.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Let me see. Let's talk a little bit more. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What do you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
True. Ooh, there's some interesting choices here. Well, let me save. Let me save here. And we're going to trust her? I wonder what happens.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
Oh, I can't believe I just thought of this. Imagine if they had Morgan Freeman as the narrator. Oh, that would be way too expensive, especially for an indie company like this. But, you know, I think Jonathan Sims did a pretty good job in being the narrator for this. And even then, Sims is a pretty well-known guy himself. I think he's he's an author for his own books, right? Yeah, and he's won quite a lot of awards as well.
Do you think this will work? Interesting that you're only having us remain in place. It's almost like there are very real limits to your power.
I
I don't know what you're talking about. The world ends if we fail, right? Her killing us might not be our only failure state, if you catch my meaning.
Also, the thing is why Morgan Freeman wouldn't work is because you have like the main character and they have multiple voices, right? I wouldn't think Morgan Freeman would be that kind of guy who can do a lot of range when it comes to different voices. Don't get me wrong, he's an amazing, amazing actor and an amazing narrator as well. But all of these voices and the hero themselves are just inside his own head. Yeah, I know it's a little bit of a spoiler, but yeah, these are all voices inside his head.
I don't know where you're going with this. Could you explain? Yes, explain it. Sure, I'm insinuating that we could kill ourselves. Ruin this whole thing. You wouldn't. I'm not afraid of dying. Are you? A little. You got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat.
Uh-oh.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, well, oh yeah, the music actually changed to something that sounds super serious. God damn. Look away.
Close your eyes. That doesn't stop you from hearing every grisly detail. The splitting of skin, the wet mulching of severed veins, the grinding of metal against bone.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get into trouble with you two.
I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? We don't know that she's dead yet. We're not even watching it happen. She could just be faking those sounds. And then, finally, you hear a snap and an uneasy silence. There is a slow and fleshy tear. Hard to fake that.
Ooh, even from the sound, damn. You know there is some good sound direction when even like, when it gives you the sound of like a sharp object tearing through flesh, it makes it sound like so like gross.
This is worse than watching.
That sound is made by a type of vegetable, by the way. Vegetable. I can't believe the princess is a vegetable. Here's the funny thing, though. In one of the routes, the princess literally turns into a tree creature. So you're not too far off with that.
And yet our eyes are still closed.
No, like, it apparently is. I mean, of course they have to use something like a plant or something like that in order to emulate this kind of sound. It would be insane if someone like had actual flesh slicing sound effects to be used in there. That'd be kind of messed up. Yeah, it's lettuce.
Finally, there's the soft thud of something roughly head-sized bouncing against the floor, and the clash. I think you can open your eyes now.
Oh
No, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Yeah, we already know what happened when we saved the world.
So I guess that's it. What a way to go. But she is gone, isn't she? I hate this. Can we
just get out of here now.
Oops, sorry.
Please. Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Now hold on, she's dead. So what's the rush? What's your angle?
I don't have an angle. I'm just looking forward to putting all this behind us. I'm sure you can understand that.
Look, I'm just not ready to put my guard down. It's best to keep sharp. She wouldn't have done all that without some kind of a reason. She's left us with this dangling thread, and I need to know why.
You're just wasting your energy. The danger has passed, and now we can all relax and enjoy your reward.
Now let me save here. Return. Now leave the basement and claim your reward.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
Okay.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Put it back.
You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
No, it's not. From what we known of the last time around, it's just him and the cabin.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
This is
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I want to accept my reward now.
Great. Congratulations. You've earned it. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning.
He's just saying things.
The voice's protestations fall on deaf ear. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Does this really look like happiness to you?
No, you stop that. Stop all this nonsense.
You really don't want to be happy, do you?
Oh my god, this pencil drawing. Oh man, that's cute, but also totally out of nowhere.
We still have a blade. Let's use it on ourselves and start over. He's suggesting you kill yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself when you have an eternity of bliss right in front of you.
What bliss, brother? There's nothing to be blissed about here. Let's see. Is there really no other way? Because I don't want to use the blade on myself.
Easier for you. I can do it. Let me have it.
I guess give the blade to the skeptic?
All right. I'll make this quick.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Thunder effect.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
Have we?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to hear.
Yeah, fine. The little voice raises the pristine blade to your throat and cuts it open. You rapidly bleed out and then you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The cage.
You're on a path in the woods, see? All done. That wasn't so bad, was it, buddy?
Ooh.
But it was so bad. I don't like dying. I don't like being cold and alone in the dark.
That's a lot of chains.
I don't think anybody likes dying, but hey, at least it's over. We got better. And now we can move on. Things will work out this time. I know it.
I mean, immortality locked in a small room. Pretty bad situation. Yeah, pretty much. You don't have anything outside. It's just void.
Oh, don't coddle him. For all we know, we'll have to die hundreds of times to get to the bottom of things. Maybe even thousands. He needs to toughen up.
The chain dragon. Oh my god. The chain dragon. I mean, it kind of fits because, you know, the being that the hero is could be regarded as kind of a dragon, even though he has feathers. So that's pretty appropriate.
Toughen up. You're both freaks. I'm normal. A normal person gets traumatized from dying. And from having to listen to someone cut her own head off. Those sounds are still echoing in my ears. Hold on, did you say thousands? How can it possibly take us thousands of lives to find a way out of it?
Chicken? No, he's not a chicken. But he is not human. That's all I'll say.
Obviously, we need a large sample size in order to figure out our optimal plan. We need statistical significance.
I'll have you know that my reality is not a data point in your misguided attempt at an experiment. You've clearly already been here before, and judging by how deranged you all are, you've already been here more than once. I'll spare you my full introduction, but I would like to remind you that the people in my world are living, breathing, suffering entities. Not pawns for you to sacrifice in pursuit of some vague truth.
should we talk about how we still have the blade? We never started with the blade before.
I hadn't actually noticed. Holding it's starting to feel natural, isn't it? Holding a weapon shouldn't feel so natural. It's proof that we're being guided by an unfeeling lunatic. We need to try talking to her. Oh, should we talk about our feelings? That'll get us nowhere. Trust me. They're too easy for her to manipulate, too illogical. We can't puzzle our way out of things if we listen to our heart. I don't think I even need to comment on that. What a sorry, sorry voice you are. This is strange. You're not supposed to start with the blade. It says right here that you're supposed to find it at the cabin. Oh well, I suppose that doesn't make much sense anyway. It's better if you start with a weapon, so this is probably for the best.
She died last time, and the way you decided to thank us was locking us away in a happiness void forever. Are you sure we even need the Slayer? She cut her own head last time. I was happy with eternal bliss last time. No, that's a lie. I'm not taking the blade again. Oh no. No way out but through. Let's go see her. I'm done with this. Bye. Alright, let me save. We go here. I'm done with this. Bye. Nah, I ain't doing that. Woods is a bit of an overstatement.
Earlier. That doesn't make any sense, though. She's not supposed to be suicidal.
Yeah, true. She wasn't supposed to be suicidal.
More importantly, if she did cut her own head off, why are you here? You shouldn't have died. You should be enjoying your reward.
I don't think we were happy. I don't think we can be happy here.
Oh, so now you're on team. Dying was good. Took you long enough. Well, what's done is done and you're here now. There's no use arguing. Just get to the cabin and settle this. Try not to kill yourself this time.
Yeah, let's go to the cabin.
You stand at the edge of a cliff. An abyss yawns beneath you, empty and endless. The only path forward, a rusted metal bridge. The cabin looms on its far side. I think you already know what waits for you within.
It's dreary, but of course it is. We're dreary, and so is...
There's nothing to find out here. Time to check in with the missus. I'm going to pretend you didn't just call her that.
Proceed to the cabin.
Every surface of the cabin is draped in chains.
Wow.
Filled with the mock birdsong of metallic clinks. Where there should be walls, you can see only endless ropes of metal, with hooks dangling from their ends. A fitting cage for a monster destined to end the world.
Well, here's the thing, Kirby. If you did decide to leave, you'll still be trapped in there, right? You'll be still trapped in some way or another. Like in the beginning of the story, you could leave, but once you try to leave, you'll find like multiple cabins that show up. This is not very normal. This is not a very normal game at all. I also like how when you move the mouse over your screen, the image moves slightly. Not enough. Yeah, that's a really nice touch. It's a really nice touch.
There's nothing for you to do but step forward into the basement. You already have your weapon. Your objective awaits.
Leave is so a mood, though. I mean, I did try it, but, you know, you can't escape from their own fate.
And how are we supposed to get to the basement? I don't see a way down. All I see is a mirror. What mirror? There is no mirror. The only thing of note here is the door to the basement.
It doesn't matter. What are we going to do? Look at ourselves? I've had enough introspection. I want to see someone else. I want to see her.
But it does matter. It's obviously important. It has to be. Otherwise it wouldn't be here. I'm not going to waste time arguing with you. Just get to the basement, okay? The door's on the other side of the room. Then, I guess there's nowhere for us to go but forward.
Indeed.
You step out onto the floor, or what should have been a floor. Should have been? Yes, unfortunately, you realise too late that there is no floor beneath the metal. There is only a loose web of chains suspended over some unseen space. An unseen space that you are now rapidly plummeting through.
Oh no.
She's bringing us back to her.
Plot twist guess. The princess is another voice from his head that is reprimed. I don't know. It's a little bit more than that, Lunimo. It's a little bit more than that. If you want, you can check the game out yourself. I would strongly recommend it. But if you can't do that or can't afford it, you can check like my playthrough for the first two streams in the playlist that I have for this game. If you'd like, of course.
Or we just happened to fall through an unstable floor. She's a prisoner here. How much agency do you think she has?
More than you'd like, I'm sure.
Your fall is suddenly, painfully halted as rusty chains pull taut against your skin, their hooks digging into your muscle.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
You find yourself suspended in what appears to be a vast, dark space. The glinting of yet more chains merely hinting at its full dimensions. You dangle a few feet off the bare concrete floor. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. As your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you make out a figure standing in the gloom, obscured in shadow. She watches you with the stillness of the grave.
No, they don't look normal to me. You see these claws? You see these, like, scales? Yeah, he is definitely not normal.
Easy now. We don't know what sort of situation we're dealing with. We should let her make the first move.
Chain monster.
Give us an advantage.
Let's see.
But
Hello?
you are met with only silence, save for the creaks and groans of metal as it sways in the stale air around you. The hooks slowly shift in your skin, the pain coming in waves as you continue to dangle helplessly.
She won't even speak to us. We did this.
I'm talking to you.
The princess takes a slow step forward. As she does so, the heavy chains shift, tightening and tearing at your flesh, your joints screaming in agony as the rusted hooks dig deeper. Stars dance in your eyes as the chain wrapped around your neck threatens to choke you.
Ow.
As your vision comes back into focus, your eyes fall on the body of the princess, finally emerged from the shadows. The body of the princess is
Yeah, she doesn't have her head.
to describe it's only accurate. The form in front of you is a body, draped in raiments of chains, her head dragging along behind her in an iron cage. The head stares up at you but says nothing, and the chains squeeze ever tighter. So much for talking it out. Doesn't seem like she's too interested, does it? We still have that blade. Maybe there's something we can do to get out of this.
What good would it do us? We should have gotten rid of it. She'll never trust us now. Not after everything we've done.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened. I think I've always been like this. Outside of everything, a helpless observer to the things that are done to me. The only difference is that my eyes are finally open.
The body takes another step towards you, the chains around you tightening, the hooks boring deeper into your flesh. They constrict dangerously around your throat. You find it harder to breathe.
Oh no.
I don't think she's happy you're here. But what do I know? I'm just a set of eyes and ears. I don't make choices. At least not any that matter.
The poor thing. She thinks it's easier to be detached. But buried pain is still pain, whether she knows it or not.
This was all doomed from the start, wasn't it?
Let's see. Let me drop the blade.
You're a step ahead of me. That means you finally get it.
Chains hooked to the
I'm happy for
skin
you. I really am.
makes me think of those people who like to pull cars or heavy things with their skin or hang from the ceiling hooks through their skin. Crazy stuff. Oh yeah, you know these strongmen competition? The strongmen competitions that happen where they like have chains, like they tie chains into their hands and then they just try to pull a car as far as they can, or a truck.
Everything we witness is just another shade of the same endless cycle. I wake up in chains.
The body steps forward. Your bindings tighten again.
You come to me, knife in hand.
The body steps forward. The pressure on your limbs is becoming unbearable.
You give... See? You already did that one.
You begin to black out.
I cut myself free.
She's right. We're trapped in a cycle, and I think it's too late for us to get out.
What was I supposed to have done? Did you want me to carry your severed head out of the cabin with me? I thought you were dead.
That is what I wanted, but you didn't do it. And I don't think you could have done it. The walls are what the walls are. So give in with me. None of this is up to us.
She steps forward yet again, and the chains dig into you, your nerves screaming, your heart pounding, your lungs desperate for air.
Whoa.
I don't think we can hold on to you much longer.
I think we're about to break.
Yeah, this is
all
over.
getting so predictable, isn't it? Pop.
You're falling. The world is spinning. And then you hit the ground, your body light in a way that is sickeningly wrong, and roll to a stop. The sound of rattling chains and a heavy thud as the rest of what was once you falls to the ground somewhere nearby. You are unable to take action, unable to defend yourself, unable to even look around as the princess body steps towards you, one slow, rhythmic step after another. It stoops down to pick you up, and then a shadow rises behind the body, blade glinting.
And now, the cut.
It strikes, and it strikes true, and the body drops its cage in pain. They descend on each other in a maelstrom of chains and hooks and feathers and blood, finding their way deeper into the shadows until all you're left to witness are the sounds of violence.
See? You only ever thought you were in control. Isn't it so much nicer to let go?
What are we supposed to do now?
We watch. just like we've been doing since the beginning.
And so you and the princess watch as your bodies weave in and out of the shadows, performing their lethal dance.
Look at us go. Aren't we beautiful?
Well, I don't know about that. The movement is gorgeous, primal, uninhibited, steel crashing against steel and flesh rolling off of flesh.
It's all going to come to a head soon.
A nice pun there.
Head.
And at last, the climax plays out. Your body, wreathed in chains and shadows, makes its final move, but so does hers. Chain shatters spine, and blade pierces heart.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Both hers and yours collapse, and their dance complete. Blood drips from the princess's mouth, and she coughs.
It's cold, but that's always been us, hasn't it? Cold isn't bad.
And the arms come back. You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. Remain stuck between the walls of a pattern in a steely cage. You approach the mirror. You wither. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. You are at the cabin. Yes, approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
There are some repeated questions, though. Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Well, I guess I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Well, again, everything goes dark and you die. An open heart or a watchful one, bring the cage to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Alright, now let's go save here. And let's actually go back to the title screen. I think we should be pretty good for tonight. It's getting a little bit late. And yeah, we actually checked the 3 new routes that the game managed to add fitting in perfectly with how the story goes. No, you can't do that. I mean, I did clear the game before, Kirby. I did clear the game before. If you want to see it, then you can actually check it out. Check out the previous 2 streams that I had last year. But I will probably play this again next week and try to get the routes which I didn't stream before and potentially get a different ending than what I've got. So no, we're not done with Slay of the Princess quite yet. So we're going to play this again, hopefully next week as well. Alrighty, let me go back to the main menu. Yeah, let's have here. They have the animation here. So we can close things out for tonight. It is really interesting. Honestly, it is. And honestly, like I said before to several other people, I'd strongly recommend checking it out because it was one of my favorite games of last year. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you all for watching tonight, either live or via the archives. Tomorrow I'll be playing some more Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, and there'll be more rat gaming with Vikala. Vikala is a pretty strong zoner from what I've seen and played of her so far. So I'm interested in seeing how I will be able to survive in ranked by just zoning as much as I can. Also, on Friday, there will be the birthday stream, which will be having a lot of stuff going on for it. Hopefully, I'll have the schedule out for it. Hopefully, I'll have a schedule out for it either tomorrow or Friday morning. I just need to check on a few things if they are ready. And if there are, yeah, the schedule will be up. We'll be having a lot of activities that will happen, so please look forward to it. Please look forward to it, guys. As J Rat P. I don't know. She's pretty much, I wouldn't say she's JP. She's pretty much a zoner. She's pretty much a zoner, but I'm also an idol too. An idol rat. That is not Bales Hakos. I'm patching some stuff for Friday. Just give me some time. Take your time, Kirby. We still have until Friday. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, please take good care of yourselves. Hope you all have a great night, evening, or afternoon, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.